So the reason for me naming this video must watch is because you have to watch it. This is going to be a very helpful video for people looking to build Doom or invest a lot of money into Doom. Now, we all know, if you're familiar with Doris, she is the most mandatory character in Doom, and she makes Doom work how they are now, which is just being super bloated and doing a lot of damage. But what if I told you Madeline could make Doom even more stronger, and she can make Doris on steroids? So if we look at Doris, just so people don't know, there might be new people looking to build Doom. We all know that these red runes in Doris make Doris even stronger, and it makes Doom even stronger. If you don't know what they do, when Doris is deployed, the reflect damage of Doomsdayers, it would be increased by 100%, and there's a 100% chance of it being dealt again with the reflect damage, which would mean every time an enemy takes action, they will take reflect damage based on the percentage of your team's reflect. But what I told you, we can make this even more stronger. So before season 3, so that will be season 2 and below, Madeline I used to say Madeline used to be really bad, which she was. Madeline was a bad character before season 3, is because she only did something with her ultimate called Dragon Blood. This only be like useful when people died. And again, why would you want a passive that can only be used when people die? Well, if you're losing, it used to work, which again, you're losing the battle anyway. And if you're winning, it didn't have any purpose in the game. It's because it can't be used if you're winning unless someone died. And when you're winning, you don't really have people that are dying. And when you're losing, if people die, you're most likely going to lose the game anyway, right? So the passive used to be really bad, didn't really make any sense. But now for season 3, they've made it way more better for you to use this passive by giving them an extra slot on your team. So if we go to PvP, I'm going to show you right here. This slot right here, the extra, this slot would mean that Madeline can spawn the Dragon Blood passive, and spawn a minion, or it's called a dragon. She can spawn a dragon here, and it can fight with your team. So you're probably asking me, well, what does that mean? That would mean that your team now has 6 allies, not 5. And what does that mean if you have 6 allies? That would mean that your overall reflect in your team can be higher than normal, because now you have 6 allies, not 5. And does that mean that the last ally, the 6th ally, can have buffs? Yes, it does mean it can have buffs. What buffs is going to help Doom? Reflect. So in round 1 and round 2, you can be able to apply reflect boost on that ally, the newest ally to your team. You could give it a reflect boost. So just so you think I'm not lying, here's just an example so I can show you. So I've been doing a lot of testing so people can see. So we know what the reflect boost icon looks like, right? It's a man in a bubble, and there's an arrow, right? That means that ally has reflect boost or reflect buff on it. So as we can see now, we're going to check people. No one has it, right? No one has reflect stacks on them because the team fight just started. And as you can see here, we only got 5 allies because he just died. So the fight's going on, blah, blah, blah. We don't care about round 1. Round 1 is whatever. It's round 2. That's where all the chaos happens. That's the main round we care about. It's going to be on slow motion, so we can get to round 2 quicker. So people die here. It doesn't really matter. We don't care if people die. All we care about is the people on the battlefield. So I'm going to slow it down so you can see. So Lamia's doing Lamia things. You know, this is pretty good. But we want to make sure that we see the reflect stack. So we're going to look at the icon soon. Just get rid of this. It does it again, whatever. So we can see our reflect at the top left is 740, and we haven't got any stacks yet. So everyone's getting stacks. So this is what the icon looks like when someone gets reflect in their team. There's going to be a bubble on your team with a man inside of it. That means you got reflect stacks. You can always check on your game if you think I'm lying. So now that we got stacks for Madeline, she applies it on your team, right? So it goes up. So what does it look like? It looks like this, a guy with a bubble, right? This one right here. So this minion down here, this little minion, the new guy on our team, he has stacks on him, which would mean that there's 6 allies in your team that have stacks. So now that there's 6 people, you just saw my reflect boost was just 800. It was just 800 just a while ago. So let's just skip this. We don't need to be in here anymore. That would mean if we have an ally in your team that can hold stacks, reflect stacks, that would mean there is more people in your team that can hold reflect stacks. The more reflect stacks you have would mean Doris runes are getting stronger because it says here, when she's deployed, the reflect damage of your team's increased by 100%, and then there's an additional chance to apply it again if you have the red runes by 100%. So that would mean that everyone that's holding stacks in your team can make Doris be even stronger. So that would mean that the new guy in your team, the new dragon, if he's holding stacks, it would apply to the team, and then Doris runes are basically on steroids if you can do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It definitely does work. It's very strong. You could try it yourself. You've got a Madeline, you've got a Doris red runes. Have a go yourself. It's very strong. And another reason, before I end this video, another reason why I say she's mandatory is because this is just another reason why I'd say Madeline is much more stronger now, and she's definitely the second most mandatory character in your team. We go back to that slot position. If there's like a Naui here or someone that does a lot of damage, it could be a Nyx, it could be anybody, right? Just get out of the way. It could be anybody. Anybody here in slot 5, an enemy team that does a lot of damage as their basic attack or their ultimate. If we go down here in one of my videos I played today, I think it was this one. Was it this one? I think it was this one. So now I took people off because my team was too strong, but now we would normally attack, or anyone in slot 5, we know it. Slot 5 attacks slot 2, and slot 2 attacks slot 2. Slot 1 attacks slot 1, right? We know that as basic attacks. But we can see here, now we would attack slot 6, not slot 2. That would mean that Madeline can now protect people in slot 2, what makes it even more better to have Madeline in your team, because she can also make Doris runes on steroids, and she can now protect people in your team in slot 2, making them be less vulnerable to taking damage or dying. So as you just saw there, now we just attacked slot 6, which is very good. So people like whoever it could be in slot 2, not Lamia, but it could be anybody. Anybody in slot 2 would take less damage, which is very good because they're meant to be the front line, taking less damage, so they can supply damage. So please take note, if you are going to use Madeline, put someone like Lamia in slot 2. If you feel like she's going to die, put it in slot 2. If you want her to go all out, if you want Lamia to go crazy, put her in slot 1, because that's where they take the most basic attacks. And if you feel like your Lamia is in danger, put her in slot 2 so that Madeline can protect her from slot 5. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. The reason why I named it Must Watch. Definitely Madeline is now the second most main character to have. I know some people will say, well, Lamia is just as strong, and I think Lamia is mandatory too. That's definitely correct. Lamia is mandatory in Doom, but I feel like from this point onwards, there could be someone more valuable than Lamia, and Lamia may lose her position to be as strong in Doom, because as we know, new seasons come along, new heroes, they seem to be more stronger and provide more. So Lamia could lose her spot, I don't know, but yeah, Lamia is definitely a mandatory character too. But I think Doris, as we all know, Doris is the main character of Doom, and then the side piece, the second in charge, is basically Madeline, her being very strong, helping Doris be more stronger. If you can help the leader, which is Doris, be more stronger, your Doom team overall is going to be very strong. So yeah, definitely invest into a Madeline. I used to hate Madeline before just because its passive had no purpose in the game. Like I said before, if allies died in your team, it used to work, but it only used to work when you're losing, and if you're winning, it never used to work. So this passive was basically just a trashy passive. But now that it can work when the odds are even, both teams are even, it is very nice to have this passive, and it can work even more stronger if your team is winning, because the new ally on your team, the baby dragon, let's call him baby dragon isn't going to be dying to anybody if you're winning. So yeah, please invest into Madeline. If she does get a skin, it will be even more stronger. So her potential to be stronger is very good. And her little baby dragon is quite useful in Doom now. So yeah, that's it for the video. If I do find out anything else for like maybe Doom, or if I find anything I don't like Glorians, I don't like helping them to make them stronger. I'm sick of them. But if I do find something to make any other synergy stronger, I'll let you know. But if it's for Glorians, I may not just upload it just because it's Glorians. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you've got any comments on Doom, put them in and I'll try and answer them. But yeah, thanks for watching.